Which Mosasaurus is bigger, the one from the Jurassic World trilogy or the new one from Jurassic World Rebirth? No, they're not the same individual. When analyzing the size of the original Jurassic World Mosasaurus from 2015, we used the iconic aquarium feeding scene as a primary reference point. In this scene, the Mosasaurus consumes a great white shark, and we get a clear human scale reference from the handler standing on the feeding platform. She is a woman, and based on visual assessment and, common sense, she is clearly under 6 feet tall, which allows us to establish an accurate measurement scale for the surrounding environment. By applying this scale, we determine the approximate size of the Mosasaurus's head. The measurements came in at around 20 feet or 6.1 meters long, just the head, and with this key reference point, we extrapolated for the total length of the entire creature's body, using a full body rendering and with the proportional scaling. The result is surprising. It comes at a total estimated length of approximately 110 feet or 33.5 meters, with a possible variance of plus or minus 5 feet. Interestingly, this falls within the range provided by the Jurassic World animation director Glenn McIntosh, who stated that the Mosasaurus was ultimately scaled to be between 110 and 120 feet long, which is roughly twice the length of the largest known real-life fossil of the Mosasaurus species, and comparable to the size of a blue whale. However, the Mosasaurus seen in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom of 2018 and from Jurassic World Dominion of 2022 appears to have undergone a dramatic size increase. Despite being the same specimen, the later films depict it as significantly larger than its Jurassic World counterpart. The Fallen Kingdom helicopter scene provides an excellent opportunity to assess this change in scale. In this scene, we see the Bell Huey helicopter, the UH-1 Huey, which has a known fuselage width of 8 feet. This would be a reliable size reference point. And also, there's the human reference point, the person ascending the helicopter ladder who's about to be eaten. He too is under 6 feet tall, and these two serve as corollary reference points, and they complement each other. And so by applying these references, we find that the Mosasaurus's head now measures over 30 feet in length, and by placing a render of the creature's head next to the screenshot, we find that this figure comes to approximately 35 feet. Using the same proportional methodology as before, extrapolating the full body length from the head measurement, and incorporating the Fallen Kingdom's Mosasaurus design, we arrive at a staggering total length of over 245 feet or 74 meters long. While some may argue that the extended tail might be contributing to this enormous size, the numbers remain consistent. The numbers don't lie, and they correlate with multiple estimation methods. This also aligns with the upper limit estimates from various other sources, further validating the analysis. And yeah, we have this picture, and so by a direct side-by-side comparison, we see that it's kinda true. It is around 74 meters or 245 feet long. Now, given these findings, one might argue that a Mosasaurus shouldn't exceed 200 feet in length. However, the final scenes of Jurassic World Dominion challenges this assumption. In these shots, the Mosasaurus interacts with a couple of whales, but the Mosasaurus completely dwarfs them in this frame. This visual alone suggests that the Dominion Mosasaurus may be amongst the largest fictional marine reptiles ever depicted on screen. Now, shifting focus to the Mosasaurus of Jurassic World Rebirth, which is an entirely different specimen or individual. We here previously on a previous video, we established its size at 135 feet or 42 meters. This estimate was arrived by first establishing a human reference for scale, a Philippine Velga, the actress, on top of the boat, and then we used that to measure the boat cockpit, the size of the boat cockpit, and then we assessed the size of the Spinosaurus's head when it attacked that boat, and then used that to assess the size of the Spinosaurus, and then we used the Spinosaurus to assess the size of the Mosasaurus. Given that the Spinosaurus in Rebirth was estimated to be around approximately 45 feet long, the Mosasaurus appeared roughly 3 times its length, and thus we arrive at a 135 feet estimate. However, after further scrutiny and comparison with the metal design, the released metal design of the Rebirth Mosasaurus, it seems that the initial estimate was slightly off due to the unaccounted for elements, specifically the long tail fin and the Mosasaurus's distinctively angular snout, which was not fully visible in the most important scene that was used for the size assessment. And yeah, this unfortunately led to an underestimation of its total body length. However, now by factoring in these overlooked elements and refining our scaling technique, we now estimate the Rebirth Mosasaurus to be approximately, wait for it, 200 feet long or 61 meters in length. Yeah, it is that big. It might not seem like it, but the tail fin greatly contributed to the size. So now that we got the estimates, let's compare the Mosasauruses from the Jurassic World Rebirth and its Jurassic World Trilogy counterparts. Here it becomes clear the 200 feet long Mosasaurus of Rebirth greatly surpasses the original Jurassic World Mosasaurus in length, which was only 110 or 120 feet, but it remains slightly smaller than the Fallen Kingdom or Dominion iteration. However, design differences may indicate that the Rebirth Mosasaurus, while potentially shorter in length, is somehow bulkier and more massive overall, meaning it could have a greater overall body volume despite being slightly shorter in length. Now, ending this video, we see the size progression of the Jurassic World Trilogy Mosasaurus across the films, representing one of the most extreme cases of size inflation in cinematic history, transforming an already oversized marine reptile into a truly monstrous apex predator of the deep, a kaiju-sized creature. And the Rebirth Mosasaurus is also oversized by a large margin to say the least, but bigger is better, I guess. Anyway, like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, fam.